unconditional support of His Excellency President Julius Maada Bio. And that's make you see, say, not only him, but senior government officials, including the Honorable Chief Minister, they all been there for see this milestone achievement. And for the opportunity for congratulate Fasale and in team for that facility. They myself not be able to, they myself may not reach this. They now corner, they observe. One, when they invite the media, sometimes myself don't go invite me, I go watch. Watch this small. Anyway, the next news now that the Salone Local Content Agency, you know, then they sign different agreements with some of the major players them. And this time they sign a local content implementation agreement with FG Gold Limited. You know, FG Gold are one of the major people that talk about mining companies in the world. We, under the leadership of President Julius Maada Bio, they don't cancel loan, and they make some from Kono. They can able give you additional context. But this is a huge opportunity for the country. But we don't want to let themselves come, then just they bring come foreign and they no more come. So local contents, my brother, we did Mr. Dabo, they work with them for ensure say that they go hire local Sierra Leoneans. So una, if journalism not work, you want to go to the mining sector, you get opportunity there. Finally for today, the Salone Civil Aviation Authority, SLCAA, they mean collaborates with key national security and airport management agencies them for do what they call a tabletop exercise, wherein they stimulate, then they do, like then they run through if an armed attack, somebody carry with arms and ammunition and attack the airports, the terminal building, how will they respond? What they go do? What are the security steps and the protocol the way they in place? This now for tell you again, say the leadership of the Salone Civil Aviation Authority, top class, state of the art. Now make they continue to attract new airlines there where they continue for cancer loan because of the steps them where will they take inside the country. So that's now the summary of the news updates where we get. I've been talked to the Minister of Foreign Affairs in the road. I been hope say by now in go reach here, but regrettably the Honorable Minister not reach here yet. But we'll start the conversation. Make a take the opportunity now. Welcome. I think for the first time at the press conference, the Right Honorable Reverend Pastor, and I don't know saying a pastor, is one a senior man of God. Honorable Emerson Sir Lamina. This man, if I say they read in CV, will not come on today. This man don't be mayor of the great Kono City. This man don't be leader at multiple levels. He don't lead the whole party in a parliament. He don't can join the grand old party, the greatest party in a Salone. And he don't rise to the position of deputy leader too for the Sierra Leone People's Party in a parliament. And now he also represents Sierra Leone at the ECOWAS Parliament. Honorable Emerson Sir Lamina, it's a privilege and a pleasure for get you here. I know the people that they admire in a public service. I don't say I'm from old to young, who they in the student activism days. A senior man and a man we glad we they are with today. I also want to welcome with sister. If you talk about civil society in a Salone and then at the cornerstone, you don't do fantastic work over the years. Currently, Naina the national coordinator for civil society movements, CSM, and a member for West Africa Civil Society Forum, and in the one and only Auntie Juliet Anderson, Madam Anderson, we're glad you will join we here today for this conversation, and we're glad you will there. So anyway, we'll start with you, Honorable Emerson. You there? Normally, not the minister will start with, but we in come, you will get in your own chance. Honorable, I don't follow the conversation. You the ECOWAS, so maybe better. Last week, the honors say now we turn. His Excellency in colleague the elector, for be clear, in colleagues the elector. Give a small context as a member of ECOWAS Parliament. Within that position they mean, how powerful that position they be. And waiting at the process still they reach for let them make you ECOWAS chair. Let's start the first. Because this is not about civic education. But could people don't understand and say ECOWAS chair? Help us give a context of that position they so far and understand and why that is so important at this time. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Minister Siba. I'm honored. At the same time, I'm very humble for doing a weekly press briefing. Being a member of Salon delegation to ECOWAS is a privilege where His Excellency the President, no less a person, GUI, for to put Salon at a map. In many ways, His Excellency the President, retired Brigadier Malabio, don't put Salon at a map. And one of the brightest and the greatest reason now in election, as the chairman of authority of heads of states and governments. Can you imagine? This is huge. What does this mean? It means say, na in the voice, na in the face, for command and company, work with them side by side through consensus in West Africa. It brings respect, even for strengthening Salon in democratic credential. Now it show that indeed this man, we can rely upon him for that he will face at this particular moment. When you look inside the revised treaty of ECOWAS, inside Article 7, 1993, then bring out this authority for lay upon President Julius Maada Bio. Article 7 emphasized at the time, one will begin to wonder, does he actually have the credential? Let me tell you something. President Maada Bio is one of the luckiest Sierra Leonean will lead his country in combat. At the same time, after 22 years or so, he came as a civilian. So in company, I'm going to watch. Can he be the right man at this particular moment? Oh, yes, he is. Especially when at the time, ECOWAS been get 15 countries then. 3 don't divorce, or the president. He share also the rank of Muhammadu Buhari, one-time Sudaman leader, civilian president. So who dare you? You just feel like, my brother Siba here. If you go from a college now, the young or radicals, if you want to talk to them, they go listen or not go listen. Huh? And they ask them journalists, they go listen or not go listen. They go definitely listen. Have gone through the crucibles of that particular enclave, of that particular institution. So also at this particular moment, that is the criteria, that is the rank, that is the face, that is the credential where President Maada Bio share. Nobody could have thought for the Sanko will come on a bush and can't look me for the Sanko. That be like a mirage, like not possible self. I played a magic for the Sanko come on a bush many years back. It's about for play the magic. Can you imagine? President Maada Bio, because of this unique credential we share, when he go talk to President Touré, Burkina Faso, he talked to the Malian military leader, he talked to the Niger military leader. Tell me something about logically, they're going to understand or they're not going to understand. I have for example journalists there, they're going to understand or not going to understand. Because they said today, 22 years back, or more than 22 years back, in the United States. But he said, no, And for make every citizen in Sierra Leone and the press freedom, then talk, nobody now ask them for kill them or for follow them, for put their exile. He give this power, so let civilian will come. He don't want himself, for someone to them, was I go pull uniform, I come back for no. Say, la left them. So he stand in a qualified position for talk to them divorce country and they look at today. Then they go understand and eye to eye, face to face. Then company also remind them that indeed democracy is the way. That is it. This position, it puts Sierra Leone in a pivotal position, wherein it make by Article 10 of the revised treaty of the 1993 ECOWAS treaty, it make with foreign affairs minister very important. What does this mean? That you don't be the chief or top incumbent foreign affairs minister then at the sub-region. That position I put her. That is most of President Malabio in job. We're not going to do, you just relinquish to the Minister of Foreign Affairs for coordinate, it will be principal assistance with the rest of the foreign affairs ministers then. That also make President Malabio, it make a military very valued. Because ECOWAS, one of a role for bring peace, now for deepening democracy, now for bringing good governance. Now for say no military rule. But before this time, Boku, well, in predecessor, we don't jump quick say, military intervention. Now you see, one of in primary purpose are for re-engage. It's not a time I can't take stick, I want people, pam. No. Let re-engage you. Because President Malabio, president, now a living testimony. If you talk to the man away all gone, he get combat, definitely going to understand. Because he has been in that state. So no, I pull uniform. You can understand. So you get task for re-engage, then continue where you go. They divorce ECOWAS for come back. I've been in ECOWAS, and I don't get a privilege where in all country reports every year, at least twice, countries in West Africa, then they can read them country reports. They can give members of parliament and privilege for critique, for advice, and you get a very rich criteria because President Malabio, he don't score many goals. And you get for continue for work with the commission, where the president of the commission, we're going to be a lieutenant or like a secretary. The ECOWAS Commission president, when Dr. Umar Ali Toure, like Gambia citizen by background, President Malabio go for work with himself at the parliament. I'm a member of ECOWAS parliament. And ready for policies, for the good citizen, we're going to call the shots and write agenda through consensus between company. We also get in a parliament here for getting back up. So this is a big ladder for Salone at this particular moment because it will boost Salone economically. Imagine chairman of heads of state and government, whenever a call meeting, say we come back before this time, in predecessor president Ahmed Bola Tinubu, they call meeting in Azoro, Kusa Ibn Day. You know what that means? Whenever heads of state and government likelihood to come, you get for boost hotel them, you get for boost tourism, you get for make Salone make money. I begin imagine. So for you get for even make Salone military very, very important because already through ECOWAS money, we don't get the Lunge Depot about 95% completed. Can you imagine? 95% completed. Standby forces them, we don't say nothing for bad because no, ECOWAS country go to military rule. Because military rule, the role, external aggression, therefore they under the control of the civilian. We not wishing that. But for let Lunge Depot can host standby military force for combat, but who create for this way. Thank you very much, Minister.
Thank you very much. See, when a member of parliament talk, they talk like a member of parliament. It cites the various authorities. It don't provide an excellent summary of the importance of this and the strategic relevance for the country. Not so just the clouds where they give you. This morning I hear in a radio someone they talk say, bo na rotational, you know mean nothing. No. A fundamental misunderstanding. If na rotational, we don't mean nothing. The last way Salone become chair, maybe 1980-81, we Sheikh Stevens been did it. There's only how many countries na ECOWAS? We mentioned just now. Say that and they won't turn up for the reach by now. But since that time, Gambia alone, they have been chair twice. Togo has been chair. Benin, but not reach to Salon because Salon not been get within the honor we refer to as the wherewithal. On the chairmanship of ECOWAS, now a consensus election through initial diplomatic engagement, and then they look for certain factors. You can't forget a level of stability. The leader for be seen as somebody who can match the movements. He forget the stature for bringing company together. He forget the backbone where they na in your country, the infrastructure. Now many they go give country where in the middle of war, Alakide de Bush they give you the chairmanship of ECOWAS. But this now a sign of progress where you as Salomon you will be proud of. Today, we are the third most peaceful country in Africa, West Africa, the fifth on the continent. Great. Look, Salomon, we get all kind of problems, but we find ways of coming together. We can get conversation, I'll be the talk just now. We go sit down with Honorable Abdukagbo, Honorable this, AKK, go talk, he can radio, he make boss. But we meet, we engage. It's a peaceful country. Why? Because we get leadership. We don't set the tone. Then you talk about economy, our economy is stable. Inflation, we don't reduce them from 50-something% to for the first time since COVID. We have single-digit inflation now in Sierra Leone. IMF, World Bank say economic growth, the economy they grow by over 4% this year and continue for growth into the next year. This is not a theory. Someone say, oh, you just like, no. You can disprove these are independent sources. And when you see other heads of states, they're looking, like how the Honorable say, at a time when the world, they in such peril, ECOWAS gets challenge of its membership. Wars across the Middle East, across the world. Democracy under attack. Freedom under attack. Fake news on the march. They look at all that and they say, Uda a unique ability for lead one of the most important blocks in Africa. But then look ping and say this. From Okomo Salon, over 40 years ago, Logo back Salon. Because they have a leader, like I say, that can speak to other military heads of states. In fact, some people don't know that. President Bio is a bilingual leader. He speaks French. Where they go, Guinea, Burkina Faso, Togo, this, that, you don't need the interpreter middle. They talk the language. He speaks English fluently. You know, a military man, they will tell you, say, let me share my experience when I was a military man. You want to talk, say, in a military man, so tell you in a captain. You go tell you, say, in a general. You want to talk, say, in a Democrat, you go say, well, I've been elected twice. So any side where you go, His Excellency gets what it take for specifically, you clap for the man late. Who's kind of man this? Yes, sir. Mr. Minister, can't sit down, sir. You clap for the man late. The man don't go be chairman being, but for charge and force for way late. Yes, sir. You are most welcome, sir. Please, Lord make way. You know, say in food's not better, so now make way late fast. Man, I'm a dingo, man, I'm full of man. Although you have full of man back, so I always a charge and small no more. But you are welcome, sir. So, like I say, this is a unique moment, and I'm glad we don't be joined by the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. We're now the leader of all the foreign ministers at the subcontinent, and ECOWAS. I want to take this opportunity first, you know, been there, but I'll send you the link, I'll show you on the follow, for congratulate you on behalf of the people of Salone, because for let His Excellency be elected, you as the foreign minister be lead all the diplomatic engagements. I mean, the access money, I tell them, say it's actually an election. But it's based on the work with the foreign minister do for lay the groundwork with all in colleagues them for how get to that point there. So again, in the history of this country, for us get a young foreign minister, we go lead. We're not doing in tenure. We country don't see such remarkable strides and progress. Chairman, United Nations Security Council, Chairman, African Union Security Council, APRM Chair, like Committee of 10, like more and more laurels with the astute leadership of we brother. Now because they get full of blood, so I make excellence, you know. I the full of man side, I'm a man of full of people don't know this. But so, Honorable Minister, we see how you focus on even as you dey help with. So just so you know, Honorable Emerson Salamina, I don't provide some context. I want you about 10 minutes. Let you speak to two major things will be announced. A, the importance of President Bio in chairmanship. What's in the agenda where President Bio will lead on during his tenure as chair, and just comment on the implications. What in this mean for Salone, very specifically. So over to you, sir, and welcome.
Thank you very much. My apologies. And the Minister of Information know the work of the Minister of Foreign Affairs is very ambulatory. One moment you're here, the other moment you're there. And I want to thank in ingenuity for add to the chair so that it will come up and reach your height. And this is one of the longest, you know, stool chairs I don't see in the country. But I can understand. The Honorable Minister, you talk about him being full and me being Madingo. That's very true. But, you know, after all, they call me cow. They call me uncle. But anyways, it's a great pleasure being here today. And not least because Sierra Leone, they make headwaves out there in the international space. And, you know, the world is a global village. And globalization means countries of the world are interdependent on each other. And we cannot be part of a community and not aspire for lead the community. This morning, I've been on radio and at TV. Someone asked, he said, why Sierra Leone forget the chairmanship of an organization that is ailing? And I say, every multilateral institution of the world today, they undergo challenges. Then they undergo then challenges. You know what in this press conference they do? Man, the way they want to see me in the office, now they can't for me. You know, so the challenges we then at the world today, multilateral institutions are actually strangulated. Then they go through a lot of challenges. And the UN is one such organization where they go through a lot of challenges. You get the African Union, you get the EU, you get many of these, you know, I would dare say, all multilateral institutions, they go under a lot of challenges right now because the world itself is multipolar. The geopolitical governance system is undergoing lot of changes. And in these past 2 years of me being Minister of Foreign Affairs, we don't see these multilateral institutions, otherwise known as liberal internationalism, many of the architects of the global system, then they walk away from them global institutions here because they believe, say, these institutions are obstacles to their growth and the maximization of their power. This is where ECOWAS is as well. ECOWAS today is confronted by many challenges. Some of these challenges are new. Extreme and violent terrorism is very new to the sub-region. In the past, we had, of course, civil conflict. Civil conflict will not be a product of, you know, the vibrations in the Cold War. For example, in Sierra Leone, the proliferation of weapons from the former Soviet Union may compound the conflict. But now ECOWAS, they go through a lot of challenges. We don't see 3 of the member states, previous member states of the 15 countries of ECOWAS don't secede and form an alliance we then call the Sahelan Alliance. And so ECOWAS has shrunk in its membership and in its geography and its population. So ECOWAS is also confronted by, you know, conflict-induced famine. We see hunger, they spread along the ECOWAS region. We also see climate change. They get a devastating effect on most of the coastal countries, them, na ECOWAS. We don't see the extra constitutional takeover of power in Guinea-Conakry, in the 3 countries we don't form the Sahelian state. These are challenges. It don't mean say ECOWAS not get successes then. ECOWAS in success, for example, one simple one is we all get Sierra Leone passport. And the passport we have is an ECOWAS passport, which means several years of the formation of ECOWAS. Sierra Leone don't get this opportunity this time round, since after 1981-82, where Shaka Stevens being served as chair of the Authority of Heads of State and Government. This is the second opportunity we've gotten. And we had grueling several hours of the heads of state then for decide on who becomes the leader of ECOWAS at this very critical time. The time is very difficult because old powers, middling powers, and emerging powers, they all beat them ways them to the West African continent because our sub-region is very strategic to global peace and security. And for make the leaders then come unanimously and say President Bio should be the leader at this particular time, it is speak volume. It's a testament to the president, isn't, and globally, the role Sierra Leone they play in the Security Council. It don't build on the context and the texture where it makes Sierra Leone fit for lead the organization, for ensure say we pass through these difficulties. And President Bio in the inaugural speech, he came up with 4 priorities. One of those priorities is restoration of democracy, restoration of constitutional order, and deepening of democracy. President Bio talks say, for make we go survive as a sub-region, forget proper trade and investment and people's integration, we need forget security, and we forget regional security cooperation, or for intensify regional security cooperation. This is important because in some 5-6 years ago, in the Sahelan countries, we had terrorist groups that were terrorizing the population in this part of the sub-region. But now these groups have now morphed into terrorist armies, and they're terrorizing the Sahelan state, and this insecurity is coming coastwards. Where they say where they get infractions in Togo, in Benin, in northern Ghana, in Cote d'Ivoire. Just we're not going to know tomorrow. It may come to Guinea-Conakry, to Sierra Leone or Liberia. And that's why the president is calling for a rejuvenated, intensified regional security cooperation. The president also believes the founding mandate of ECOWAS is regional integration, promotion of trade and investment. So His Excellency also gets on in priority for make heads of states then through the summit, for make marching order to the ministers of finance, ministers of economic development, ministers of foreign affairs, for ensure trade barriers, unnecessary non-tax trade barriers are eliminated, for ensure goods and services can traverse from one border to the other without let and hindrance. And also the president, they prioritize restoring credibility to the institutions of ECOWAS. Trust and credibility are very paramount to the success of any community or organization. When people lose trust in an entity or an institution, democracy no go thrive. So the president wants to bring trust and credibility to ECOWAS as an organization. So these are some of the things and responsibilities where the president gets on his shoulder. It's a big task, it's a big responsibility, but we are ready to support the president and the people of this country for make sure, president gets a successful tenure and an impactful one for the community of West African state.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. We don't get a few questions that we don't come online, but I want to ask Auntie Juliet quick from civil society. Then I'll come back to you and Honorable for ask the question that we don't come online. And then I will open up for the Galleria get a young bite. Madam Anderson, the mic don't count. You need for turn on perfect. It's on now. So you they represent civil society. You don't they see plenty thing over the years in the civil society movement. Talk to me from the perspective of civil society. Why important for less alone they right now, like how the minister say, for occupy the chairmanship, His Excellency the President of ECOWAS, and waiting una they look forward to from the perspective of civil society, waiting una go like for see now that Sierra Leone occupy this dignified, prestigious position as chair of ECOWAS. What's in this mean to UNA particularly?
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. Thank you, the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Thank you, my Member of Parliament, and once my colleague in the civil society struggle. Thank you. Thank you very much. The Fourth of Estate, I greet you all. I bring greetings to you from the civil society of Sierra Leone. First of all, I want to say congratulations to His Excellency, Brigadier Retired Julius Maada Bio, as President-elect of the Authority of Heads of States and Governments of ECOWAS. You know, I know there as an individual, I come with the collective voice of civil society. One voice, one passion, one purpose. Today, now a very big day for us in the civil society. We're so happy. For now, we get a voice in our civil society for talk. But what about those West African countries then? Who sign some civil society organizations? They don't get a voice there for talk like how they talk so. Now me sit down so they talk. Some kids say, no go there. Then we go, no, this is my country. Now me country this is our country. This is a country for we all as civil society. At any time when they call you, if you grab, if you're ready. That is civil society. We work in the interest of the people. We complement the efforts of government. And then we get a very big platform now, West Africa, where they call WACSOF, West Africa Civil Society Forum, where in based na Abuja. But then again, like our colleagues then talk, problems then they, instead of getting your own problems in terms of resources, in terms of leadership, but with we opportunity where day before we saw now, we don't get the head of ECOWAS. And then with we they run with them. So one leverage on that opportunity for letting assist we, let WACSOF get the strength where it gets over the years. And WACSOF now an institution where get 18 thematic areas. Over the years, we don't meet now different West African countries. Although unfortunately, some countries and they will not agree allow WACSOF for meet again. It's very unfortunate, and we'll get for Briancan to the attention of His Excellency, our leader, chairman of ECOWAS, Ugo Briancan to them. So, President gets a huge task. More voices, inclusivity. The one they order for you, the one they don't order for you, bring them all on board. Let we support the president so that he will achieve this Herculean task so that it will be easier for him now ECOWAS. The civil society don't they play important role over the years. When you look at the restoration of democracy, we don't set landmark. President Bio started. He go pull for the Sanko, na Bush. Then show we an Yamoussoukro. And then, the signing of the Lomé Peace Accord, the civil society, we go sign the Lomé Peace Accord with other negotiations. Civil society don't play major role. So people like you say, what in civil society they do, what in civil society don't do. We don't play landmark events, major roles, turning so many things them around. The restoration of democracy. We don't play under this country. And then, Parliament self no, they left BNO. In those days, and now that we don't start now, we don't work with Parliament for see that democracy prevail. Now the fine thing, now the best thing now West Africa. And if we forget stability now West Africa, the issue of democracy will not get for play with them. So now we get some problems them, the issues them. The younger issue, now one opportunity where I think say we can leverage on them talk to presidents and talk to your colleagues them. Let them come quick. Let them mobilize quickly for solve the younger issue through dialogue. Because no one gone again. In those days where ECOMOG mean they come for can restore order. We don't move far away from that now. Now is dialogue. Dialogue all the way. The issue of good governance and democracy in the sub-region gets you on challenge in terms of ethnicity, inequality, women's rights, human rights, climate justice, all get your own problems. The coups them, where they don't happen, now the Sahel, it gets your own problem. We don't want to let it happen so. Internally, President Bio take the bold step with a colleagues them, political party, APC, then bring the agreement of national unity. We don't reach to tripartite. I think that one big achievement where other countries they look out for resolve issues them post-democracy or alala they work in the inside elections. President, it's my boldly. He put in chest before. He said, I go restore everything. I go restore democracy. I go restore order. So the tripartites, now they go with so. That one day, now one big example, when he apply back to other West African countries then. Tell them, what he don't do, how we do them. And then, when I go see we a small country. Or other countries then go see we a small country. But we're not small. We na member na UN Security Council. We na member na AU Peace and Security. Chair AU C10. Now chair ECOWAS. Una low clap for that. Una low clap. Chair of ECOWAS. The chairperson of ECOWAS. Adolphe Mihat to President Bio. Thank you very much, President Bio. So, let we build on these gains, where Salon don't get, where presidents don't get, and try for complement the efforts of the government. So we mobilize, we structures them. Let we all come together and work for the interests of Sierra Leone and the interests of ECOWAS. This victory not so just for President Bio, now for we all. Let we not left behind. Now a great opportunity for all Sierra Leoneans. So once again, on behalf of the civil society and works of Sierra Leone, I say congratulations, His Excellency the President.
Thank you very much to the civil society leader. We now Mamade at the civil society space, Madam Juliet Anderson, for the solid points that they raised. He raised some important points them, and we tell you thank you for you. Congratulate His Excellency, Mr. Minister and Honorable. I come back to Nana with the question that we don't come online quickly. Mr. Minister, in all the conversations, some of the one way you said don't do, people they ask whether they foot the bills there of ECOWAS for the next 1 year. Somebody say, well, now that we're in a chair, now Ministry of Finance, now all the money they come out, and then look concerned about that. And they ask all, then wanna go rub mouths for them together. The other one now, waiting at the tangible benefits the way the country go receive during the chairmanship. Honorable, we don't touch on that just now, but Mr. Minister can also touch on them. The other question are that waiting at the impact related to the previous one, with this appointment here go yield in the lives of ordinary Salon people them. Somebody say, him believe say, na good thing, yes, but this representation, it highly affects with bread and butter, ordinary Salon people them. And then the other one, waiting Madam Anderson mentioned just now, is as chair of ECOWAS, how this go affect, no, how President Bio go use the position for settle the younger issue. I know say people let me want to ask this already, but this already come up from online. So we'll start with you, Honorable Minister. Then the Honorable say go comments from in position as ECOWAS MP, and then I go open up for let them answer the questions. Yeah, for let them ask you a question as well. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Whether the Minister of Finance get for foot the bill for the period of the chairmanship. Yes, the Minister of Finance get for foot some bill because we're a member state. But then automatically when you become chair, the commission they provide resources for enable the operations of the chairman of the authority. So ECOWAS Commission, they provide resources for the chairman for the running of in.
And this, just to be clear, ECOWAS Commission, by that you mean resources that already the way the commission gets, not they come up from the Salon Treasury.
No, the commission, in fact, with 0.5 of Sierra Leone levy, will be also committed to the presidency of President Bio. So resources are going to be made available by ECOWAS. But notwithstanding those resources by ECOWAS, just like resources will always be provided when they participate in ECOWAS, those resources will be provided by the Ministry of Finance. For example, if I conduct meetings, ECOWAS will give in contribution and WISA will give a contribution. But this will not break down the economy of Sierra Leone tomorrow. And listen, when Sierra Leone had a conflict, there were countries in the ECOWAS who contributed not only in monetary terms, but also their soldiers and citizens laid their lives for our peace and security. So there is no amount of money where they measure the contribution of ECOWAS to its member state, not least the conflict of Sierra Leone and Liberia, the lives of Nigerians, Ghanaians, Malians, Guineans that perished for the restoration of democracy. Yes, we have an economy that is struggling like all the economies in the world, but that don't mean say we are not part of an organization that continues to prove importance to existence in West Africa. And on the other question, as chair of ECOWAS, how we will bring the younger situation to a desirable end. The president in tenure for serve as chair for this term is 12 months. Younger has been a festering issue for over the years. Now charity begins at home. The president is the chair. The president's leadership will also be guided by the protocols of ECOWAS, that is the articles of ECOWAS and its attendant protocols. So there's nothing we can do outside of that, save the president for provide strategic leadership and guidance in the implementation of the protocols of ECOWAS. And we don't have coercive power. It's not a role that is at the exclusive gift of the president for use the articles of the organization. So everything we'll go for do within the context of ECOWAS. But yes, we'll prioritize it. In fact, before the president assumed the chairmanship of the authority of heads of state and government, we don't bring the younger issue to ECOWAS. And the Peace Security Council of ECOWAS do a mediation through the mediation and security, then put Yenga on the agenda. We see the final communique that ensued the summit get Yenga as a very important discussion. And yes,
on the tangible benefits that the country will get because of this challenge.
Okay, so let me even don't go to the tangible benefits because they're there. The fact that you are part of a community that has given so much to our country, like I elucidated during the civil conflict, it was particularly for Sierra Leone that the Banjul amendments to the articles of the Constitutive Act of ECOWAS was reviewed to include security, peace, and politics. And so they formed ECOMOG, where ECOMOG go Liberia, where President Bio and others participated as ECOMOG officers in Liberia, and also ECOMOG for Kana Salom. But that besides, for example, what is going on in Togo? The last 2 days, I have been dealing with the situation in Togo, providing guidance for the Togolese government through the instruction of the president, because they get a constitutional debacle where don't make for the past couple of days, people have come out to protest. That leadership is to ensure regional peace, stability, and security. Any affected West African country, it affects the peace, security, and economic integration of the entire sub-region. So that is a benefit on its own. And besides, MIT has the jobs, but Ukebo influence to a greater extent. And let me tell you, the benefit of being in this multilateral institution, as I speak to you right now, the AU has appointed a Sierra Leonean, Dr. Ba, for be a permanent representative to China. It took President Bio the instruction for Gimme for call the chair of the African Union Commission to say, this is our citizen, you should appoint this citizen to this role. Immediately it was done. And many other employments there also don't create for major Sierra Leoneans in multilateral institutions it is always influenced by our posture in the international space.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. Honorable, you want for add to the question and the few, will take maybe about 3 minutes and then we'll come open up for questions. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Minister, the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation. You don't do justice to all the questions they come. You really hit them very heavily, and I believe say the people also don't get them very, very clear. Just a few, I would say. First question will come, who will foot the bill? I want to allay the fears of Sierra Leoneans. In this case, the only bill which Sierra Leone will foot at the moment, maybe just for protocol issues. ECOWAS will foot the bill for President Madabio running ECOWAS now as chairman. How? I want to let you know, so all the third world goods where they car, any ship where they car, how they foot the bill, I tell you so now. So you don't go begin that. Any ship where they car, we not to ECOWAS country come out. Asia, Europe, North America, Australia, now other continents I don't call so. Any ship where they come out of the country, they cancel alone. 0.5%. Then they pay tax. Where they call the tax? Now NIA they call the tax. Who's they pay the tax? Now BSL, Bank of Salone. Are we understanding? Me and ECOWAS MP. Anytime I go Abuja for go sit, not to Salone government they buy for me tickets. We don't get that clear. You got other people in other parliaments here, of course, whether European Parliament or AU Parliament, it is Salone government. We. Anytime Honorable Abukabo, Honorable Mabinti, Honorable Veronica will go. Not to Salone government they buy for with tickets. Now ECOWAS they send with tickets. Take note. Not to Salone government they go per diem. Huh? Where we go, who's how we sleep, they will totally pay. Not to Salone government they give. Now ECOWAS they pay for we per diem. You understand? So also President Madabio running ECOWAS. Let's alone people and fear be allayed. Hey, because they hear we must say, hey, no money they cannot so back. They're quite going to spend. No. So I don't lay fear that side is 0.5%. Then the quarter. As long as I go to ECOWAS country, that should be come out. Now outside the count market, now they money come out. Not to ECOWAS at all. So no engage for Salomon here. But if you begin to imagine the kind of respect and honor, Salon will turn diplomatic hub. I'm not going to look forward to Salon. Like where former predecessor President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, they run ECOWAS at Asrock. Now, so state lodge, East Station, get for kind important. It get for really important. I'm telling you. And somebody also asked, yes, at them bill and they, now ECOWAS get for Duam. And even at the end of the day, even the minister, all ECOWAS meeting them, definitely will be paid by ECOWAS. So you got say, hey, minister, you don't call the company minister, you don't call no, all the Salon government to, now ECOWAS will pay. So you got. If I tell you the kind of respect, and Salon, I don't value democracy. It only takes somebody with rich democratic credential. Remember President Madabio, he get the confidence, he get the wherewithal. Because the losses in Boku, I will not tell you the detail of the losses. For example, we learn lesson from Brexit. When Britain will come out from European, you didn't Mali, you didn't Burkina Faso, you lost that job. You know why citizen lost that job? Because it's clear that you don't come out of ECOWAS. What are the tangible benefits to ECOWAS? Somebody asked a question, very important question. They benefit them Boku. Each time President Malabio, chairman for ECOWAS, he called meeting. I begin imagine our Atlantic, our is in blue. Our say a palm. Huh? Chapter 1. Go boom. You know the amount of staff they go come? And the protocol they go come? We economy go boom. Each time they call ECOWAS Parliament. Abuja. Ogam Oteoke Lodge. Top rank. And can always pray, say, hey, let's Salomon come. Top ranking, boom. They will make money. We tell this thing, it go boom. Definitely. And another tangible benefits again, where we will learn from. Let me know this. Me now, steering committee member of WAO, West African Health Organization. I will tell you, when MPOX hits, the first organization when send money to Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of Finance for come Ministry of Health, na ECOWAS, through WAO. You ever done that? That is some of the tangible benefits that they get. What are some of the tangible benefits and jobs? I don't tell you say President Malabio will be partial or will be biased because the job of the ECOWAS are for all ECOWAS citizens there, especially when not diverse ECOWAS yet. But I will tell you, Just now, the vice president of the courts, because President Manabi go for work with the courts, he go for work with the ECOWAS Parliament, he go for work with the ECOWAS Commission, he go for work with Council of Ministers or Foreign Ministers. Each time, at the moment, now the vice president of the court, ECOWAS courts, now Justice Sengu Kuruma is Sierra Leonean. Now he Cape Verdean and the Edam. Just yesteryears, we began the speaker. President Manabi go forget a living reservoir. The Speaker of Parliament, the Right Honorable Mohamed Sidi Tonis. Then I mean the Speaker, that tells you all the strategy for let honor President Manabi in watch. Let ECOWAS Parliament so make President Manabi in work is smooth as Chairman. We're gonna corner this Twitter. How many bosses have we corner? I ask you because I'm a beneficiary. Is that we corner? President Manabi correct over 100 years. Can you imagine? Education started at corner 1910. After 100 years. Now we get a resident university. If you don't incorporate the ECOWAS, we definitely not get it. Can you imagine? Listen very well. President Manabio is correct and historical wrong. Look at the years 1910. School business started at Kono. After 100 years, now we get resident university. We have to give them money day. 2020, me have been pivotal debater of that agreement. Now we debate that agreement. ECOWAS pay the money. ECOWAS guarantee for pay the money. By October, we'll begin a skyscraper building. That are intangible. You know how many person went to attend a university? I want to come out. I attend university of Freetown. Many Kono children, take note. Many Kono girls picking them. They will get quality husband when they will get graduates them from that university. See the benefit? You can go marry graduates. I'm married. Moyamba, because I go to Jalan University. After university, you look for Moyamba girl. Can you imagine? My wife comes from Moyamba. So I begin imagine how many cannot teach them, get forget quality husband them, because people in Komoya, so they come out in the north and come out in the south, they go university, like Kono State, and they don't university, they won't get them fine party, before you know, married. So Kono girl begin to get quality husband. Another benefits, through ECOWAS, the Liberian Salon Road now where they see the ECOWAS money. Through ECOWAS, the Lunga Depot, we're going to forget the standby army them, 95% completed, the ECOWAS money. So you see, Sierra Leonean, we're going to look at the commission, we're going to look at the court, we're going to look at the parliament. As long as Sierra Leonean qualify, they're going to be appropriate apportion in ratio. For that Sierra Leonean also get job after the part two.
Okay, sir.
Number 2, I will.
Then say,
So you say for benefits alone.
Lastly,
yeah, Onyenga.
Okay. Yes.
I think Onyenga, yeah, Mr. Minister.
Okay, quickly, sir.
I
I want to
talk
give
on
them chance for let them ask enough questions.
Yeah, I talk on this because 3 weeks ago, I'm in the ECOWAS Parliament. The president, according to, yes, inside the Article 18, the president, every year, the president of ECOWAS, President Umar Ali Touré, he can address members of parliament. He can get privilege. I had this critical question about Yenga issue. I know, let me premise. I say if you can Google for me the word Yenga. I asked that question. They definitely Google Yenga. It was found in Kailan district in Sierra Leone. The All Tax War, 1896. They tell you about, and the Declaration of the Protectorate. It's been very clear. British colonial masters then, because Guinea can bank their hope on 1912 treaty, very important. I know very well the minister around up. But the matured way when the president, it may actually encourage me, instead of discuss all. He said, but Ian, we Minister of Foreign Affairs, they don't do a thorough job. And I'm telling you, few questions I asked. Before the war, for the Sanko-Broken War, 1991, I saw them they do farm work, na Yenga. Before the war, we are in the fishing, na the water, na Makoni, were naturally separatory. Before the war, we are in the go. The people of Yenga in the vote. It's very clear. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Mr.
we'll
Minister.
get time.
So Yenga issue, let us fear it go solve. And through it, diplomatic means, we cannot afford to fight. No way. Yeah.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much, sir.
Mr. Minister.
Thank you so much. When the honorable talk, you go know say na honorable then a leader. So then they get time in a parliament. They go no more. Also, my team, I want to call them out publicly. Who are they in charge of the timer? Every week, pass will ask the ministry staff. Nobody know the timer. Where the post where they operate the timer? Gojo, are you there in charge? Who are they in charge of the timer? We need to have somebody there, so at least the time I go there, we regulate. Because then beaucoup sense man they are gonna have today. Otherwise, we're not able to control the time. Okay, let's see the hand and the question there. All right, at the starts middle here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the go so then we can so. Start. Yes.
Good afternoon. My name is Ousmane Minti. Monsieur le ministre des Affaires étrangères, je pose cette question en français pour permettre aux autres populations de l'AS de comprendre le rôle que le président de la République va jouer. La première question, y a-t-il de l'espoir pour le retour des pays de l'AS? 2. Quels sont les mécanismes que le président de la République va mettre en place pour permettre à l'ECOWAS de ne plus connaître les coups d'État? Parce que les causes des coups d'État, c'est la modification de la Constitution qui permettent aux différents présidents d'aller au 3e mandat, au 4e mandat, comme en Côte d'Ivoire. Quels sont les mécanismes que le président va mettre en place pour stopper les coups d'État? Merci.
All right, merci beaucoup. Una we don't understand and say then get free lunch for now. See, you see like minister pack for now all over. Hey, Paddy man, give the mic. Please, don't do that again. Other man then they give the mic. I don't call the 1, 2.
Good afternoon,
Yes.
everyone. My name is Fatih Gozimojoshola Conte, and I report for Women's Voice newspaper. Well, my first question, first of all, congratulations, sir. Mr. Minister, congratulations. My first question, human trafficking and drug smuggling, some unending issue, most of the regions, them, the ECOWAS. What will be the president in strategy? We go different from the predecessors, them. We go help combat some pandemic issues there. And also, Boku get pessimistic and optimistic view of the presidential election as the chairman of ECOWAS. How His Excellency intend for on this imposition where he come to peace talk between regions them where they part of the ECOWAS?
All right, over here, number 3. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Alima Kabo, reporting for Vantage newspaper. First of all, I would like to say a big congratulations to our president, Julius Maada Bio. My question is over to you, Madam Anderson. I want to know the role with grassroots and civic education plays in supporting regional initiative during Sierra Leone's chairmanship. Thank you.
Thank you. On this side, are you? Yes.
Good afternoon. My name is Amos Marshall Tarawali, aka the microphone vandalist. I want to direct my question to the Honorable Member of ECOWAS Parliament and the Foreign Affairs Minister. I come across an article where I don't care for fact check, but I'm not able to get it, so I just want to let me clarify. There was some time ago a debate at the ECOWAS Parliament where you, Honorable Emma Silamina and Abdul Kagbo being raised a motion concerning Yenga. And the article where I read, continue for Toxi, the representative from the Guinean side, they're very much reluctant. They say Sierra Leone not foresee Guinea as aggressor, na Yenga, but rather foresee Guinea as a sister country we can benefit. They want to use Yenga as them benefit for the soldier they wouldn't be sent during the war. We can live in life and die for the peace of Sierra Leone. And now President Bio has been elected chair. And now we get the depot na Lunge, we already in completion. With all of this, if every diplomatic avenue fail, what's next for Sierra Leone and Yenga?
Yes.
Yes. My name is Mahmoud Silla from the Nature newspaper. My question goes to Honorable Emerson Lamina. In your statement, you say you are privy to the report from every ECOWAS member state. My question here is, what are the policy deficit, legislative deficit, Sierra Leone get in terms of climate change vulnerability and environmental degradation compared to other ECOWAS member states?
Oh, nature. I'm glad you in nature there because the first week, every week, we must talk about the environment. Thank you for that. Okay, now the first set of questions that Mr. Minister, welcome. I want to do that quick. If to cooperation, then we'll do the one there on this side. So, Mr. Minister, the first question are French, so then you understand that more than we all, but maybe we answer that question, repeat the question first, tell me what he ask. Maybe you go answer inside Creole quick, and then I think Iwale you say a few words in French, because you get a French following in channel, where Iwale you respond. Question around human trafficking and drug smuggling, waiting President Bill go do on this, the pessimistic view on peace processes and how they engage on that one day. And then this question say, if all efforts fail diplomatically, I think if you don't respond to this question here in the past, and also somebody answered already saying about it. President Bill, a man of peace. You want to avoid about him, but we'll hear from the minister. And then, Honorable, you say you will comment on the question and they, but also particularly around policy and legislative deficits in terms of climate change vulnerability, which you see from ECOWAS perspective as well. I go on with the turn the timer on. Mr. Minister, let's see, we did 3:14 now. See if you will answer the question in 4 minutes. Honorable Yusuf gets 3 minutes. Then the Mame will get 2 minutes. So we'll do one more round. While done at 3:30. Go ahead, sir.
Monsieur Cano, merci pour ton question, mais pour le bénéfice de nos citoyens, je vais parler en anglais. Je vais faire la paraphrase, ce que tu as dit. Mr. Osman they asked, he said, under the leadership of President Bio, how we will stop the unconstitutional takeover of government and how we're going to bring the AES countries and back to the ECOWAS community for make the community a stronger and a more productive and highly, integrated a given constitution. In Côte d'Ivoire, the president vying for run under the constitution of Ivory Coast. If the constitution allows a leader to run, that is acceptable. But in a country, for example, in Sierra Leone, where the constitution is very clear about term limit, they say, forgo more time after 2 terms. And if anybody dares to go above 2 terms, then it's an extra constitutional acquisition or appropriation of the people's power. Okay? So, of course, like I said, we have a situation in Togo, for example. And yesterday, all day, they deal with the situation at Togo. It's also a constitutional misunderstanding where they make the population don't protect the constitution of Togo and also protect the human right of the Togolese citizens. And also, they call for restraint on both the protesters and the government for ensure, say, peace and stability go in that country there. But I tell you what, also when President Bio assumed the chairman position, the first head of state will call me for congratulate and for talk to President Bio, na Captain Traore of Benin. As you see me Sidoya of Burkina Faso, I beg your pardon. As you see me Sidoya, na call I go respond to from the foreign minister of Niger. Everybody in the AES, they try for come and talk to President Bio. This is happening because of the credibility that President Bio has. Personally and professionally, we see the president was involved in the 1990s with the NPRC, conducting the country's first democratic elections after independence, and we see where President Bio been for handover power to Tijan Kaba, initiate the Yamoussoukro peace talk, which later led to all the eventual peace talk of Lomé, which led to the ceasefire, which bring peace in the country. So yes, President Bio get for make effort for engage these countries because there's credibility, there's a story, there's an experience, there's a relatable life experience where they share with them people here. And that is why he's been engaging Burkina Faso, Niger, and even Mali before this position. Now, somebody spoke about human and drug trafficking. Sierra Leone is a party to UNTOC, which is the United Nations Treaty or Convention on Transnational Organized Crime. Human and drugs trafficking then constitutes the crimes then where the drug agency. Yes. Well, this is my show. Allow me, Mr. President. I'm sorry to say, Mr. Minister, for the benefit of the people. So, human trafficking and drug trafficking, President Bio puts a huge priority on that. And that is why in the Security Council, Sierra Leone began for co-pen with Switzerland a presidential statement for the empowerment of UNOWAS, the United Nations Office in West Africa and the Sahel, because then gets a branch of UNOWAS where they deal with human trafficking. Every day, every night, when they get Sierra Leoneans when they attempt for traffic, for go through the Sahel into the Middle East and elsewhere.
Add 2 more minutes, so you could take that 2 minutes later. Just because I want to continue for holding accountable on time. Go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So we don't see how Sierra Leoneans they come in droves back after in the whole land of Mauritania, in Niger, where they make sure that these Sierra Leoneans then come back working in collaboration with IOM. Most of them people here, they are people that are object of human trafficking. You can be shocked and surprised when we compare in Mali, like I think last year, 7 Pekin and they wouldn't be done attempt for steal out of this country. The Malian government began for stop them and then send them back to Sierra Leone. So the government is making every effort to frustrate and clamp down on drugs trafficking and as well as human trafficking, which are a violation of the UN Convention on Transnational Organized Crimes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Please comment on Yenga quickly, if all options fail.
Well,
all diplomatic options, say what's next.
Diplomatic options will not fail.
Good.
They will not fail.
Thank you, sir.
We'll find solution. There's no time. Outside countries, they don't go for FET, physically for border. When they resolve that matter and they fight for that border, they deliver justice or deliver the land to the other person. It has always been for them and mechanisms for make sure, say, Yenga remains territory of the Republic of Sierra Leone.
Thank you, sir. And our chief diplomats, you don't talk. We will continue to believe in diplomatic options. We believe it will work. Honorable, if you can help me for keep an out to 2 minutes, because I want to do another round of questions and we'll get to stop at 3:30 and I make. Please, go ahead.
2 minutes?
Yes.
EMP, 2 minutes. All right. The minister don't endeavor for answer most of our critical questions. I know we'll go outside it. But we only emphasize on somebody who say which legislative deficit Sierra Leone gets. You say they go the debate. Where other countries they don't get on climate change. What's the legislative deficit we get? I will tell you there's no deficit here. Because we don't do, we the lawmakers of Sierra Leone. I was privileged to be in the 5th Parliament. I know pass the Environment and Climate Change Act. Very important. You know, somebody been talking on attitudinal and behavioral change many years back. I think that's where they Sierra Leone for go. If they say that waterway, no bill OCR, forget it. So you know, Hamburg, erosion, climate change come. Are you understanding? No, we don't be disciplined. When we discipline, Climate Change Act is very important. Whether for do mining or agriculture, and no advice there, the act will get very rich in penalties and daily. Let me tell you something. You don't understand. President Malabio, he will be a shining example to most of the presidents of West Africa. How? Most of the legislations they were in a Kolepawi. We in a Kolepawi. The ECOWAS, each time we debate, only reference legislations don't pass. Let's take a few examples. One example, and the Giwi. The Giwi, where they give more than 30% inside the entire West Africa. Now, other Senegal are above we. Senegal are about 49% or so women representation. We are about 30.4%. We are here smaller than for talking company and say, hey, bo, Logi, all the women and chance, I call one country them. Each time we begin talk and bluff with women representation. The women representation, that man President Malabio, you don't go right ahead. Fine example. Look at another fine example, the prohibition of child marriage. This time we mentioned that day. You know, with legislation and so rich, the early warning response center, there is nothing that happened to government through accidents. There must be early warning signs. And I believe that President Malabio, he will use that as a fine example, former military man, leader, then now democratically elected. He get a story for share. We don't divorce ECOWAS already for comeback. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I really do apologize. Naime Akinlek follow we keep so we don't at 3:30. Also, Mr. Minister, just so you know, because we also did live on national TV and radio, so we get agreements with them, so they don't at 3:30. So I know Akinlek follow go beyond that. Yes.
Yes, thank you.
The question 90 seconds. Sharp, sharp.
Well, just like I've been saying earlier, I say this win with President Bill win the chair of ECOWAS, not so for no more, now for we all, as civil society organizations, as local community people, we go like for collaborate with the Ministry of Information. When a big thing on do for we so today, that bring me cancel self naya alone. The number of civil society, the number of community-based organizations there, we don't tune in for listen. We tell the talk when they talk about civil society, because we are movements in courts right across the country. All man they listen to what they go on so. So we engage the Ministry of Information, NACSED, and then we go organize town hall meetings, conferences, symposiums, let people know the importance of ECOWAS. Not all man know about ECOWAS, so and even the diaspora themselves, not all they all know about ECOWAS. So national, international, we go want for see how we go reach out to them, and even the press, the media, we go want for see how we go engage the media, how the media go take the information right across, and even the social, the bloggers. The bloggers also are very important.
Thank
Then
you.
we see how we go promote them.
Thank you.
Now on our pages them.
Thank you very much. Okay, now, I really get for be economical here with the time, yeah? So I want to see the hand way up. If everybody stick to the points, we'll get the question then in. Minister then go do the final comment. We'll get out of here. If we go over, it will be a maximum of 5 minutes. Because I really want for keep to that. You hand up. So you hand up, not so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Will you take all these 6 quickly? Yes.
This one to the minister directly, Mr. Minister. From the civil society point of view.
What is your name?
Mohamed Almami Bangura.
Okay.
Executive Director, Building the Future Foundation, Sierra Leone. From the civil society perspective, how this position or leadership where we don't get as a country will help boost the civil society for we get one voice, one mind, and one Africa.
Thank you. Number 2.
Yes, Hassan Bashiko, my Concord Times newspaper. One way come out clearly about the chairmanship of President Biona that he was elected. So, which means say there was a contender. Who are the contenders?
No, it not mean so. Election no mean say there's a contender, but we'll go answer that. Okay.
Ibrahim Sarah Sisi. Honorable sir, and you say Salone not been the na the map. Basically, based on his statement, introductory statement where you make, no sir, Honorable and Emasi Lamina based on introductory statement. You say President Bill don't put Salone at the map.
Yes.
Right? Meaning we not been in at the map. Waiting be don't be the issues them we make not be in at the map. For clarity purpose.
Minister, quería preguntarte en el idioma español, pero lo que pasa es que eso no es English. I wanted, wait.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay, just because I'm an academician, we learn the languages. Mr. Minister, let me get his points on front of the cameras clear about Yenga in terms of international relations, the experts and what they say. Will not they expect yes or affirmative wisdom from ECOWAS, but we need their support. We not even expect success from AU, but we need their support. What me understand as an academician from international relations of view is this. Excuse me, sir. The regional bloc, in collaboration with the continental organization, which is the AU, come together for present a case to the United Nations General Assembly for debate on the Enga issue. That is what I understand. If I'm wrong, you can correct me. 2, people want to talk to you about what should we do for improve ourselves for let the Americans lift up their ban. Madam, thank you, ma'am, for your presence here. Permit me, Mr. Chairman, sir. I'm so curious and I feel offended a bit. I want to express this.
No, sure, please.
You talked of the CSOs participating in the post-democratic era. But I want to say this in front of my colleagues who just come up. that the media in Sierra Leone, under Persuade tablet newspaper, we are forcefully driven in this country because we fought for multi-party democracy, and I was one of them. So be correct to say because we're all one family.
You don't see? Yes, so you see, Minister Sef.
Editor, Capital Times newspaper. Minister of Foreign Affairs, Timothy. I want to know, now that President Bio don't become the chairman of ECOWAS, I want to know how we will balance the country interest with the pressure we get internationally. Minister of Information, I can always ask you, sir, please bring EDSA or the Minister of Energy in here for we. We get a lot of questions for ask him. Madam Anderson.
No, Lord, do I want one question now? We don't really want to.
This one is very important, sir.
No, you don't take that now. You don't ask two now. Please, pass on now. I beg. Minister Wangu, we don't take that. Would they go only 5 minutes? Quickly. Yes, last question.
Jalo Ejiden Pujam, Bloggerhood. So I really want for the what's the connection between AU and ECOWAS and the sub-region.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. A blogger. Yes, a Pujam blogger. Okay, so Minister, you get a few questions there. How the position they help with boost civil society, particularly One Voice, would that be the contender there for the election? What do we mean by election? And then MRC, you could take on the other question about where to be mean whether Salome on the map or not. And then this question of the US ban. What do you do for help for remove Salome from the partial visa ban where the US don't do? Then if you can comment on how President Biego balance the local interest with the international interest. So just know, say, now the time there. If you keep on short, then we'll go down and we'll go and we're all left together. Okay. Yes.
Me the left one. Actually, the left one. Meant for the good work of government they do. Every civil society, they get different characteristics of civil society organizations. I think that is at your response of Senegal wanted to become chair of through the casting of vote or through consensus. And in this case, there was a consensus. All the leaders there agree, say, President Bio get the mettle and he get the character for this particular time, and therefore they all put in their vote for the president, and he won resoundingly. And somebody they asked whether ECOWAS and AU, Mr. Kamara, of international relations, archaic international relations, this Yenga will not be voted in the General Assembly. We'll have to check that international book that says a dispute like that will be taken to the General Assembly. No, it is not a General Assembly discussion. This is not a discussion with the bear on peace and security. If anything, that the ICJ could do the mediation and arbitration. Yeah, and for whether President could balance between the leadership of Sierra Leone and ECOWAS. Yes, and the president they able to do that. For every other chairman of the authority of ECOWAS is a leader of their own country, and so it's an additional responsibility. But obviously, the president will do that, and I make it accept the ban. As we all know, the ban on those categories of the visa way that is suspended for now, it is not a function of what the government is doing. The report is clear. Our citizens overstay in the United States when they obtain visas in these categories. And in the past 2 years, when I've been Minister of Foreign Affairs, we have accepted people that will get Sierra Leone document, whether they're under deportation, would accept them because by way of the document that wouldn't go with the United States, they are citizens of Sierra Leone, they've been coming. With the hope, say, the United States government will review the position, and after the next 90 days, then will favorably consider we. But it is not at our gift. Now then they give them visa, and then say these categories are misused, and until measures are taken by citizens like us, reach out to your folks that are in America who have overstayed, converted short visas into permanent settlement, residency, make them come to the country back and save the righteous one that we want to go for righteous purposes from the embarrassment that we've been faced with. Thank you.
Mr. Minister, I want to plead with you, let you wait 2 minutes, low down, so we'll take a traditional picture with the panel. It will be 2 minutes. Honorable get 1 minute. The Mame get 1 minute, then we will close. Last words to you, sir. Please, go ahead.
say I get 1 minute. Can you imagine? All right. Go up, Canon. President Malabio, the minister on clear and at 3 election, it happened through consensus. If they're ECOWAS now, then they go alphabetically. Like after Salon tone, S, na T, Togolese, and then a speakership. So he's saying alphabetically, like after Benin, you go Cote d'Ivoire, you go Nigeria, Niger. So you go alphabetically, somebody will get your own bite. But the way the speakership work, not also, and the chairmanship, they work at all. So through consensus, then believe them that they get a credential at that particular moment for talk to that and go soldierly, for come back and be part and parcel of ECOWAS and consider all them things there. Somebody also asked a question whether Salon will be near the map. No, I'm not telling you that. President Malabio said he will bring Salon stronger again than the map during 4 state opening. Which kind of way? Listen up very well. Number one, does it concern you that we get austerity that this country before President Malabio come? Does it also concern you that our vice president was sacked in this country like it may happen? Like it may happen. Now South Sudan, Rak Machel, where about 3,000 people and died and sacked the vice president. It concern you that it may happen that a mayor was sacked in this country? President Malabio, come in.
They are una mayor with them inside. Una sabi the mayor.
Now look at the map where President Malabio bring me. Few things. Number one, President Malabio is secure seat as non-permanent seat that the UN, the biggest house for the world, the UN, that alone is a map. Today, President Malabio, after almost half a century, can you imagine? He not be chairman of ECOWAS. All those other people not being qualified. President Malabio, he also concerned you with 84 scores mark at the MCC. You ever concern you? Salona scholar map.
Thank you, sir.
So MCC.
Honorable.
So with 84 legislations then, where
Yes.
President Malabio do inside the Fifth Parliament. It's so boku. So don't bring me on the map boku
Thank
boku
you,
side.
sir. Thank you very much, the Honorable Emma. You know, Namek, we need the elected politicians. It give you context who some man will forget. I tell you, thank you for that very important context we give you. The Mamela will give final word quickly, last word.
Well,
you know,
I want
yeah.
for tell you now, boku thank you. But I think say civil society forgets one voice. Just after then on 1 year president today with so 1 year and small time, the civil society gets for use the opportunity for go congratulate them. And as soon as I say a chairman of ECOWAS, themselves get their ups and downs. Even as Sierra Leone, we self get our own problem. So we go try for leverage on the opportunity as we don't get the leader now. Yeah. For them talk to your other company heads of states them. Let them try for strengthening the West
Thank
African
you so
Civil
much,
Society
madam.
Forum.
Thank you so much. On that note, Martel, thank you to my colleague, the Honorable Alhaji Timothy Musakaba, the Minister for Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, the Honorable Emerson Salamina, we are member of the Salon delegation to the ECOWAS Parliament, Deputy Leader of the Sierra Leone People's Party, Deputy Leader of Government Business, na Parliament Deputy Leader too, Madam Gillette Anderson of the West African Civil Society Forum, and also Coordinator for the Civil Society Movement na Salon. Until we meet again next week, I want to say at the end 26, at the dates than the 20.